Private Ryan? What if I could find him in my audience? No, I can't see him anywhere. Hey, let's start the show! Oh, you are in for a treat. What a star-studded lineup we have for you tonight. Hollywood superstar, Private Ryan himself, Matt Damon, is on the show. I know. Hey, the Earl of Grantham, Hugh Bonneville, is here, ladies and gentlemen. The absolutely brilliant Bill Murray is on our show tonight. Yeah, I know. Plus, we've got music from the marvellous Paloma Faith, everybody, yeah. It's not bad. Not bad, eh? Right. Delighted to welcome Matt Damon to the show. Now, of course, his most famous series of films is the Bourne trilogy. We all know them. There was Bourne Identity, Bourne Supremacy, and then I think Bourne Stupid. That's just silly. Matt recently starred with Scarlett Johansson in the drama We Bought a Zoo. Now, I was less keen on the Danish remake, We Bought a Zoo and Shot the Giraffe. What were they thinking? A zoo in Denmark has killed a giraffe they didn't want. Do you think the giraffe knew it was going to be shot? Do you? Nothing. Keep walking. Nothing to see here. Worse. You know what they did with it? They fed it to the lions. I'm sorry, is there anyone who thinks that's a good idea? I do. Hey, a very warm welcome to the show to the brilliant Bill Murray, everyone. Oh, Bill Murray. It's so exciting. So exciting to have him here. I loved Bill in Groundhog Day. All about a man who lives the same day over and over again. What would that be like? And today, scum. Fat scum in shell suits. After the break, more scum. Hey, Hugh Bonneville is here, star of the international smash hit drama Downton Abbey. Oh, we love it. Just look at him there. So dapper and smart. Mind you, here he is before going into makeup. No, that's you as Mr. Stink. He also that's a thing. He also starred in the brilliant comedy All About the London Olympics 2012. He played bungling organiser Ian Fletcher. And he made so many mistakes, and he got away with it. Now, if someone at the Winter Olympics makes a mistake, I think they're less likely to get away with it. Yeah. Fifth snowflake did not turn into a ring, but I can die. I feed you to a lion. Chatting and having music from Paloma Faith. But first, good Lord, it's Hugh Bonneville! Oh! Hello, sir. So nice to have you here. Come in, sit down. Thank you. You want a star guest? Who are you going to call? It's Bill Murray! Wow! Hello, sir. So nice to see you. Come in. And I'm saving Private Ryan's aloft. It's Matt Damon, everybody! It's good, right? It's good. It's a good one. They might just clap for 45 minutes. It's good. You're very, very welcome. And you've all just come from the premiere of your film, Monuments Men.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, with a
That's why we're drinking champagne. We have
to
champagne.
Celebrate. Yes. Yeah. In fact, now, why is yours not in a champagne glass, Hugh? Do you want people to think, oh, I'm just a man of the people, simple white wine from me?
No, I just like drinking more than anyone else at one time.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Let's get started if we... Yeah. Hey. Thank you. We can do it. Ready?
Cheers.
Cheers. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, he did! Wow, great win. Wow.
Don't do this at home. Don't do this at home.
God.
That ginger ale is crazy.
Now you should just ask us really personal questions.
And actually, now, because it's a big crowd down in Leicester Square, and I just went out, Matt, it's so odd, but people confuse you. They don't always know that you're Matt Damon.
I get confused with Mark Wahlberg all the time. All the time. It literally happened. It happened last week. I was in New York and I was taking my kids to the park, and this guy at the subway, I walked by him and he goes, "Mark Wahlberg!" And I kept walking, you know. And we were downtown. I was going to Washington Square Park. I'm on Broadway, and he's like, "I see you, Mark Wahlberg." And he might have been a little drunk. Yeah, hello. But it was one of those things where he wasn't going to let it go. And I'm holding two of my kids' hands. It's, you know, and it's just, you know, "Mark, don't turn around, Mark. We all know it's you." And I don't turn around because I'm not Mark Wahlberg. But now everybody's looking, and so I turn the corner with the kids to get around the corner, and he comes running around the corner, and he comes up to me, and he goes, you know, "Come on, turn around! You got to turn around!" And so I turn around, and the kids are totally confused, and I go, "How are you?" And he goes, "I'm good, man." And that's it, and that's all he wanted. He wanted me to just acknowledge that I was Mark Wahlberg. And another woman comes running up and says, "I love your work, and I love your brother's work as well." So I say, "I will be sure to tell Donnie Wahlberg." And that was the extent of my interaction.
But it happens to him, too, because somebody posted this. I screamed, "Matt Damon," he didn't correct us at all.
Mark and I talked about it years ago, and because it was happening to us all the time, and so we have a deal, and the deal is just, if you're mistaken for the other guy, you have to be extremely polite. I can't ruin his name, so when I'm Mark Wahlberg, I have to be on my best behavior.
Well, I promise not to confuse you with Mark Wahlberg tonight.
You're great.
Unless you sit in my lap and play with my nipples. And I'm smiling.
And he'd had one of these at the beginning of the show as well?
I'm not sure what happened before the beginning of the show. And actually, in terms of meeting fans, Hugh, you get confused as well, not with Mark Wahlberg, but who do you get confused with?
Well, in the old days when I had cheekbones, it was Colin Firth. And then... oh, there we are, you see. And then, latterly, Paul Burrell, the former butler.
Tell us who that is. It's funny, we don't know who the hell that is.
You're lucky. No, he was what was he? Diana's butler or something?
He was the butler.
Oh, the butler.
Oh,
yeah, right, of course.
And I was chased across Sloane Square once by a paparazzi who refused to believe that I wasn't him. Come on, Paul, come on. Just one. Oh, you know, you're my favourite butler.
Now, Bill Murray, it's delightful to have you on, and maybe this is wrong, I'm told you've never done a British talk show before.
Well, I think I did one, but the guy was actually Irish.
Oh.
So technically, I mean, I took... there was people running after me the next day going, "Hey, Mark Wahlberg! That guy you were on with was Irish."
But you said to me his name was... Do you know a guy called Terry Wogan?
The Wogan.
The Wogan.
Yes. There's a man named Wogan.
He's still going.
He's still going.
He's still going.
That was on the Wogan show. For like a week, people were like, "I saw you on the Wogan show." I did, but he was a nice fella. That's the guy that's Irish.
Yeah. The guy. I should probably point out, I'm Irish too. I'm Irish as well.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, I know you are. I think
You play golf there all the time. Yeah.
You know, it's people like us that are turning this country around.
Now, gentlemen, we're here to celebrate your movie, The Monuments Men. Now, it opens tonight, which, as you know, is Valentine's night. So, I know. So, you do sort of think, if you're at home watching this show live, sorry. Because that didn't really work out the way you'd hoped, did it? No. I mean, it's a great show, but you'd hoped for more, didn't you? You'd hoped for more. But now, the story of The Monuments Men, it's inspired by a true story from the Second World War. And it's I mean, not only is it an extraordinary story, but it's sort of amazing that no one has told this story before.
It's amazing. I mean, it was amazing. I'd never heard it, and I'd never heard about these guys, and I was shocked that this is such an incredible story that I was surprised that I hadn't heard it. And it's these guys who are, you know, our age, you know, middle-aged guys who, during the Second World War, dropped everything.
Wow. He's still chasing that Colin Firth dream.
Listen, the number of times I came up to him on set and told him how much I loved the King's Speech. But so there were these guys who had established careers. They were curators, they were professors, and art experts. And they were well past their soldiering prime, and they dropped everything and went to You've Picked Up the Glass. Lord Grantham has yeah.
It's a great story. Keep talking.
Okay. This is the only way I'm going to get out of here sober. I'm going to answer every question.
You answer every question.
But so these guys, at great risk to themselves, they basically believed, you know, all of them believed that the artwork that, you know, the bombarding that the Allies were doing and the things that might get destroyed were worth protecting, and that the art that the Nazis had stolen was worth, you know, their own lives to try to go and retrieve. And some of them died doing this, trying to protect the artwork because they felt that it had that much value to our culture and to our civilization.
To the world. Well, we've got a little clip. It's George Clooney, who plays kind of the head monument man. And he's,
of course.
And he's, of course, he's the head. Yeah, he's the main.
Well, and he wrote it and directed. What's he going to do?
He doesn't even play my part. That stupid part. Yeah. He's got, this is the clip where he's recruiting you to be one of the monuments men.
How's the ticker?
Still ticking.
You want to get in the war?
Monuments, man.
Signed by Roosevelt.
Oh, I see that.
And to put a team together and try to protect what's left and find what's missing.
Aren't you a little old for that?
Yes.
You want to go into a war zone and tell our boys what they can and cannot blow up.
That's the idea.
Okay, how many men?
For now, 6.
Jesus.
With you, that's 7.
That's much better.
We're going to go through basic in Shrivenham, England, and then we wait for orders.
Basic?
Mm-hmm.
Basic training. Us. Oh, boy.
Beautiful. And was that you at the end? In the hat with the wine? Was that you?
What, the waiter? What?
No. Were you with the bar with the red wine? Was that
No,
you?
no.
Okay.
No, I'll drop in later, I think.
Okay. Right? Yeah, you are in it. I've seen it. Yeah. I think so. Yes. You're very good in it. You are so much.
Not quite as good as he was in the King's Speech.
Now, it's a great film. Huge Hollywood cast. And, Bill, lovely to see you at a film. But how does it happen? Because is it true the thing you don't have an agent or a manager or anything?
I don't have a agent or an agent.
Oh, man.
I have neither.
Whoa! You're competitive, Matt Damon.
It's a problem. I hear Mark Wahlberg has that, too.
Don't
play catch-up. So how do people contact you?
Well, actually, George reached me. George reached me through a mutual friend of ours, who basically wanted to know, are you busy? But George had told me the story of the movie about a year before, eating lunch, and I thought, yeah, go on, tell me, yeah, go ahead, and now you just say you want to do it. And he didn't say anything. And then about 9 months later, I get this message through my friend saying, oh, George wants to know if you're busy. And that was the job. So it's a great story. It's an amazing story. And I just said, oh, okay.
And you'd met George Clooney originally in Venice, was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We met in Venice. He had a movie in Venice. I don't even remember, but I don't remember much. But it was the night we had Lost in Translation open in Venice, and it was a big deal. So there's one night, and all the Hollywood guys, they're all really stiffs, most of them. But one night of the year, they end up on this one island in Venice. They end up in Venice, and they all drink a whole lot for some apparent reason. Not George, but these other, like, show business guys. So a whole kind of crazy... No, George drinks all the time. That's George drinks regularly and consistently. But, so, I don't know, I met George that night, and we kind of hit it off. And then I went back to America, and my son said to me, "What's this about you and George Clooney pushing people around in wheelchairs in Venice?" And I said, "You know, you're my son. I would have expected more from you, to believe that kind of a story. I mean, why would you ever think that something like that actually happened?" And he said, "Because there are pictures." And this is the age we live in. So, so it turned out that George and I were like taking women around in wheelchairs and trying to dump them into the swimming pool. No one died. No one died. It was a joke. It was a joke. They just got a rinse.
Tonight at the premiere, there were some relatives of the old Monuments Men's family, and a lady in a wheelchair came for a photograph with everyone, and she was there, probably in her 90s, and you sat on her knee.
She was 97, 97.
She was 97.
She was.
Respect. I asked Mark to do it first, and he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it, and I went and I sat on her lap. No, I find that if you look at someone like that, you see the wheelchair. When you see someone on their lap, you see a party girl.
A 97-year-old party girl.
And she loved every second.
But wait a minute. I'll give you a story from a few days ago. We're in Berlin. We land in Berlin for the film festival. And the film festival is going to be the next day. We have press all day, starting in the morning. And it's 5 o'clock, and my wife and I are getting a bite to eat in our hotel, in the restaurant. And Bill walks up, and we're getting a snack because we're all meeting for dinner at 8. The whole cast is meeting for dinner. And Bill walks up, and he goes, "Hey." And I go, "Hey." And he goes, "I might miss dinner tonight." And I go, "Oh, really? Why? Are you not feeling well? Are you jet lagged? Like, what is it?" And he goes, "No, I'm going to go to Prague." I was like, "All right, you're going to go to Prague?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm going to take the train." I'm like, "The train? We're in Berlin. Like, how far is that? I lived in Prague for a while. I've never done that." And he goes, "That's like 5 hours." I'm like, "Well, it's 5 o'clock now." And he goes, "Yeah, train leaves in an hour."
Bearing in mind, we had press at like 9 a.m. the next morning.
9 a.m. the next morning. I'm like, "So you're going to take a train to Prague for 5, you're going to get there around 11 or around midnight." And he goes, "Yeah, but I've never been there."
It's pretty. It's a really pretty...
Did you go?
Oh, of course.
You did it.
And he was bang on time for press the next morning.
Spot on time.
The best is I get a walking tour of Prague, and they have this extraordinary astronomical clock there that's a mechanical clock that has, like, roosters that crow and, like, skeleton that rings the bell and over. And, I go through a whole process with a lady from the embassy who couldn't have been nicer to walk me around town. And the clock rings, but it only rings once. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, It's like, okay, let's get a taxi.
Now, Hubon, you don't mind me calling Hubon. It's catching on now.
Hubon?
Hubon.
You're like the J-Lo of England.
Yeah. There's like R-Pats, and then there's Hubon.
What about H-bomb?
But now, did you know George Clooney before this?
Oh, we go back years, no. He talks about having a long lunch and not getting the job offer at the end of it. There was a 5-second phone call from my agent saying, "George Clooney wants..." And I said, "Yes." So, yeah. And then, in fact, I haven't actually fessed up that the offer... These things come through from your agent saying... Very dry letters saying, "Dear Hugh, for your attention, this project produced by so-and-so, 28 million names of who are the producers, and then starring, and, Bill and Matt and everyone else. And then at the bottom, another name for my part, which they'd failed to wipe out. So, you know, that's fine. These things happen. And I was thrilled. I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, give us a clue.
Oh,
Was it an English person?
It was actually, yeah.
It's Victoria Beckham.
You said you wouldn't.
She would have been brilliant.
But is it all kind of down to the Downton thing? Was George a fan of Downton? Because it's in 220 territories. I didn't know there were 220 territories.
Now, what does that mean? Territories is different to nations.
Yes,
obviously.
it must be. I don't think there are 220 countries, but a territory.
Been nicer to walk me around town. And the clock rings, but it only rings once. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, you know? Okay, let's get a taxi.
Now, Hubon, you don't mind me calling Hubon. It's catching on now.
Hubon?
Hubon.
You're like the J-Lo of England.
Yeah. There's like R-Pats, and then there's Hubon.
What about H-bomb?
But now, did you know George Clooney before this?
Oh, we go back years, no. He talks about having a long lunch and not getting the job off at the end of it. You know, there was a 5-second phone call from my agent saying, George Clooney wants... And I said, yes. So, yeah, and then... in fact, I haven't actually fessed up that the offer... These things come through from your agent saying... Very dry letters saying, Dear Hugh, for your attention, this project, produced by so-and-so, 28 million names of who are the producers, and then starring, and, you know, Bill and Matt and everyone else. And then at the bottom, another name for my part, which they'd failed to wipe out. So, you know, that's fine. These things happen. And I was thrilled. I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, give us a clue.
Oh,
Was it an English person?
It was actually, yeah.
It's Victoria Beckham.
You said you wouldn't.
She would have been brilliant.
But is it all kind of down to the Downton thing? Was George a fan of Downton? Because it's in 220 territories. I didn't know there were 220 territories.
Now, what does that mean? Territories is different to nations.
Yes, it must be. I don't think there are 220 countries, but territories.
How many countries are there? How many?
Somebody Google it. Now, did you guys watch Downton? Did you know what Downton was?
Now I'm starting to think, like, Texas is its own territory. They're like, we're a territory. We won't shoot you if you come down here. Sorry, what's it?
Did you watch Downton before?
No, my wife is an addict. And by addict, I mean like a crack addict. And it's like a problem. We were supposed to start the show together, and I came to bed one night, and she said, I've just watched 6 of them. And she was like, I'll tell you what happened. Because she wanted to see the 7th, and she didn't want to go back to the 1st. You know, and so she's done the whole thing, and I'm on my own. So I will watch Downton Abbey because I love you, but I'm going to have to find time somehow to do that, raising 4 kids.
Have you ever seen it, Bill? Downton Abbey?
No, I never have, but I'm just slow. I have a lot of, I'm really slow cleaning up my room and getting dressed and everything. So I miss these shows. But I really look forward to getting, like, a serious flu or something like that. Being able to get the entire set and watch the whole thing, because he seems like the greatest guy. He seems like a great guy.
It's a very good show. Do you know what? It's one of those weird things. It's too convincing. Like, I'm sort of on the fringes of this industry. I meet actors on the show. But when I see the Downton cast on a red carpet, and it's the servants, I always think, oh, isn't that lovely? Look at that. Look, it's Mrs. Packmore. She borrowed a dress. You always think, oh, did they give him the morning off? Did they get the morning off? Or is he there going, where's my kedgeree?
But you have a love-hate thing, don't you, with it?
No, I love it in that I watch it all the time, but a bit like a relationship with crack, you know, I hate it too.
Well, you know it's killing you.
Yeah. So. Let me ask you, is he like the grand...
He's the Lord of the Lords. But what you need to know, Bill, is Lord Grantham, and I think this is fair, is always wrong.
Well, there you go. There you go, right there.
Yeah.
That's
He is, though, isn't he? You must get annoyed.
Well, put it this way, when when your name comes out of a dog's ass in the titles, you know you're in for a bad ride.
No, because Lady Sybil,
No,
you killed her. Blood on your hands.
No, people
Killed
say that.
someone in the show?
No, I didn't. Sorry.
Yes, he did.
Time out. Murderer. Dr. Clarkson, okay?
Yeah.
Up to then,
Don't tell me, I haven't seen the show.
Up to that point on the show.
But I don't want to know. He killed somebody, but I don't want to know.
Up to that point on the show, we call him Dr. Death on set because every decision he makes was terrible.
Yes.
So there is some sense in my character calling in some outside advice.
Yeah.
It happens to be possibly the wrong one, and she wants out of her contract, so she dies. Yeah.
Wow. If you're watching in one of the 220 territories that hasn't got to that point in the story yet, hey, maybe she gets better. But I wouldn't join the Matthew Crawley fan club either. I wouldn't invest in that.
I'm going for a pee. Excuse me.
Are you really going for me?
I'm going for a pee. Close-ups on them.
Tiny bladder. Bladder like a pea. Yeah.
You know, all respect, we have commercials in America. You can go and do this in the middle. We don't do this.
Let's keep going. BBC.
That's great.
Ladders of steel. So, quickly, I just must ask you, the Lost in Translation, when you were making that film, I read that you had a particular phrase book in Japan. Is this true?
That's true.
Where did you even get that phrase book?
I don't know where I found it. I sort of went hunting, looking for something, and it's something that I'd purchased years before I made the film, and it's a book called Making Out in Japanese.
So what are some of the phrases in the book?
Well, it's pretty great, and I used to take this book with me to dinner. I used to take this to the sushi bar and sit down in front of the sushi chef and say, "Can we get into the back seat? Do you have a curfew? Do you mind if I use protection?" These guys all had big knives, big knives, sharp knives, and they all liked it very much. But I had a lot of fun with that book, and it just made my life so much fun. I still have the book; it's a treasure to me. It's in my first editions.
Yes, cool. It's under glass.
Yeah, and I learned some great expressions. I learned one expression which turns out to be like the final thing you say before you kill or fight in Japan, which is, "Who do you think you're talking to?" Which is like a real status kind of thing you do, and you say, "Dare ni mokate moto itendayo." And you say it like that, and it's totally terrifying. And we used to get dressed up on Sophia's movie. We'd move around, and you'd have a makeup. We'd rent like a small hotel room, and that would be the makeup and hairdressing and all the stuff and the wardrobe and everything. One morning, I'd gotten my first iPod. This is a long story. You got a lot of time.
Yeah.
I got my first iPod, and I was singing like the Beatles. I was singing something like "Let It Be," something like that, really loud, full volume. But it's 5:30 in the morning. And some guy steps out of his hotel room in his robe, and he comes down and he starts shouting at me. And I had the headphones on, and I just looked at him and I said, "Dare ni mokate moto." And this giant man just went completely white. His face went, because it's a Yakuza thing, which means now you're going to die. And the guy ran down the hall, slammed the door, and locked the door. So,
I know, but I said only I was allowed to wear sort of deep red. I know, well, you're sacked. I'm sorry. I'm back now.
Beautifully done.
Yeah,
nice, seamless. No one will notice.
And incidentally, thanks for sending the memo to everybody but me.
Well, yeah, that is odd, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird. I've never seen this color, and now I see it on 3 Men at Once. Just have a go at Matt night. Yeah,
now, from the sublime to the ridiculous, because Hugh Bonneville was...
That would be Hugh Bonneville.
No. Hugh Bonneville's a lovely man. Hugh Bonneville's a lovely man. But I just want to refer back to a television appearance that Hugh Bonneville made a couple of weeks ago. He was on a program called Top Gear. It's very
I love that show.
You were on Top Gear.
Yeah, he was on Top Gear.
Driving.
That's the greatest show.
Now,
a clip from Top Gear?
No, we don't have a clip, but we do have a bizarre... His appearance caused quite the reaction. Here he is on Top Gear. Now, a lot of people were focused on the jumper. A lot of people were focused on the jumper, but even more people were concerned as... Why are you wearing lipstick on Top Gear? We haven't doctored that picture.
I haven't got the glasses on, I can't see it.
Trust me, you're wearing lipstick. You're wearing lipstick. There you go.
I'm not wearing lipstick. I've never worn lipstick in my life.
It does look like you're wearing lipstick.
That was a very cold day.
Well, I'm intrigued. I'm here to say that I was not wearing lipstick. Hang on. It was cold because on Top Gear they say bring 2 sets of clothes. You're going to be boiling hot in the car and you're going to be freezing cold in the studio. And I thought, boiling hot in the car, it's a cold day in wherever we are, February. It's not going to be like that at all. I was roasting because you're exerting so much sort of adrenaline and sweat because you're in a, well,
just right now, your
car.
lips are turning a different color.
That's because of you, Phil. Because of you. And then you're in the studio in this aircraft hangar where apparently last summer it's either incredibly hot or, you know, it's freezing this time of year. And last year, when Patrick Stewart was on, my lips are going red, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's really... They do! They just go red on TV. That's really weird. When Patrick Stewart... I am this table. I am this table.
It's an odd look for a man, but you carry it on.
I'm like, what's her name's Pout the other week. Yeah, so last year, apparently about 4 or 5 people... Stop giggling. But 4 or 5 people fainted while Patrick Stewart was doing his thing because it was so hot. And I thought, it's going to be very chilly. It's sort of my favourite woolly jumper, but not my red lippy, which I'd left at home.
Anyway, you just said my lips, my favourite woolly jumper. Come on. How many women here are going to faint just hearing him say my favourite woolly jumper? All right, how many men are going to faint? My favourite woolly jumper and my lippy. My lippy?
Lippy? What does that mean in American?
I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we must also wish Matt Damon all the best for Sunday. BAFTA, you're nominated. Yes. So good. It's for Behind the Candelabra, the Liberace film, which got a cinema release here, which is why you're nominated, which is... It's so good, that film.
Thank you.
It's just brilliant.
Thank you. I think the key to my performance was I borrowed Hugh's lippy.
It gets around. Because that movie is so out there. Did you and Michael Douglas sort of say yes, thinking, oh, it'll never get made. We'll never really have to do this.
No. We actually, we felt a big sense of responsibility.
Keep talking. Don't pause there.
That was that night when you were going over the script in your woolly jumper.
It's my favourite woolly jumper. What am I meant to say? Sweater?
I actually asked it to wear a woolly jumper in every scene.
Is this the scene where I'll take up my woolly jumper?
So, in this scene in the hot tub, am I going to be in my woolly jumper?
How many guests walked off this show?
Well, you already said to go to the...
And they're going to keep that in, you know.
Well, listen, good luck on Sunday.
Mark Wahlberg, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. Hey, Matt Villeneuve, lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Good luck with the Monuments Men. I loved it, and it opens tonight. And we just got another taste, and this is all of you getting into training.
We have your architect from Chicago, Sergeant Richard Campbell. Oh. And we have a Frenchman, Lieutenant Jean-Claude Clément, Director of Design at the Chalet School of Fine Arts before the war.
Is Preston here?
Private Preston Savage.
Private? That's not going to sit very well with him.
It doesn't. And finally, we have your sculptor, Sergeant Walter Garfield.
He's a good egg. I worked with him on the World War I Memorial in St. Louis.
Uh-huh. St. Louis.
Hey, Stokes! How are you, old boy?
Hey, Walter. How they treating you?
They're taking it pretty easy on us. I think they feel sorry for us old guys.
I don't much fancy an obstacle course.
It's not so bad. By the end, you're just crawling on your belly while teenagers shoot blanks over your head.
Well, yes and no.
How's that?
Yes, they are teenagers.
And no?
They're not blanks.
Right, it's time for music. This lady is not just one of my favourite pop stars, she's also one of my favourite people. Singing her new single, Can't Rely on You, please welcome the unique Paloma Faith, everybody!
Help me, how are you gonna do love this way? I work so hard for you every day. While you're out late night, doing what you do, chilling with who? While I'm sitting at home. Come on, get it. I just can't rely on you. Just can't rely on you. Yeah, you got that good stuff, but that don't last. So I just can't rely on you. Oh Lord, how am I to ever explain how my melted heart went right down the drain? 'Cause if you don't want me, want someone to take me, he will take me right out your way. Come on with it. I just can't rely on you. Just can't rely on you. Yeah, you got that good stuff, but that don't last. So I just can't rely on you. Gonna go. Really? You can say what you want, but I'm at that door. Can't stand it. Woo-wee. Oh, my man. Oh, Lord. I just can't rely on you. Just can't rely on you. Yeah, you got that good stuff, but that don't last. So I just can't rely on you. Just telling you like it is. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Change your ways. No, I deserve it, babe. Look here. 'Cause boy, you drive me out of my mind. Just can't rely on you. Yeah, you got that good stuff, but that don't last. Ain't good enough for me, baby. Just can't rely on you.
Wow!
Thank you.
It's a hit! Paloma Faith! Wow! Come on over, do! Beautiful! That's a hit. Hello. Well, gorgeous. Come and sit down, do. Hi. Look, it's you, Bob. Paloma Faith. Bill Murray.
Damon.
Congratulations.
Very good.
Gorgeous. You've done a great job.
Sit down.
Thank you.
Oh.
You don't mind. Is this...
Oh! Bill Murray, stop that! Stop that! Stop that!
I'm known for grace. I really am.
Well, you appeared to be done on the one side, and we thought
I can only apologise for Paloma Faith. I'm so sorry.
Sorry about
that. Oh, this is lovely, isn't it? It's over.
So listen...
Are you eating her shoe?
That's one hell of a shoe.
give it to her with the lippy.
I just love that Lord Grantham's a freak.
Paloma Faith, before you get eaten, that single is out on February 23rd.
It is, thank you.
New album is on the...
It's March the 10th, and
March
it's called
the 10th.
A Perfect Contradiction, which I think these three gentlemen definitely fit in.
And it's all kind of up-tempo-y stuff. It's dancey stuff. It's kind of upbeat.
It's disco and fun, and it's like, if it's all gone to shit, then let's just have a dance.
Yes! Yeah!
Can you say "gone to shit" over here?
Yes.
Apparently we can.
Well, then let's dance.
And here's an odd thing. You haven't met the guys on the couch before, have you?
No.
But you've got to know them very quickly, I would say. But you have met George Clooney.
I have met George Clooney. I was at... I opened the BAFTAs last year, actually. It's great.
All right, good.
And he said that he noticed that I kept going to the toilet. And I was like, why haven't you been to the toilet? Like, all night he hadn't been to the toilet. And he told me he had a colostomy bag. I'm just wondering whether on set he went to the toilet much, or if you've noticed...
He must have really trusted you.
Yeah. You normally have to know him for like a decade before he lets you in on that.
Yeah, well...
Listen, we're going to go to the red chair just before we go to see who's there. Who's up? Who's up? Hello.
Hi.
Hi. For once, you're quite glad you're at a distance, aren't you? So, what's your name?
Rebecca.
This is Rebecca. And where are you from, Rebecca?
New Zealand.
Oh, you surprised me.
Time out. Can I just ask you really quickly?
Yeah.
So this is a situation where we're allowed to... if one of us pulls this lever, she flips.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you just did with me.
This is literally like the Milgram experiment.
Yeah.
It's like fantastic.
Okay, that was her. I hope her story wasn't very good. I'm imagining it wasn't.
Wow. So if you don't like her story, you pulled this lever.
But that was really real. That was really real.
That was a human being.
I thought it was rehearsed, you know, or cut in some way. That was real. You did that.
That just happened.
And she went, you know, that's incredible.
I didn't do it.
That's
He did
TV.
it. I didn't do it.
Did you grow up in a forest or something?
That's vodka. That's vodka.
Down in one. Wow.
Thank you. I just needed to catch up.
Yeah. Let's see what you got, Scotty. Let's see what you got. Come on, you're such a rock and roll star. Let's see. Come on, one more.
What a waste.
Ladies and gentlemen, her rehab is taking.
Quickly, let's try someone else in the red chair. Okay, quick. Let's see if we can get a story. Hello, nice lady.
Hello.
What's your name?
Jessica.
Jessica. Can you hear Jessica?
Pardon?
No, I'm not talking...
She's so sweet and she's French.
She's adorable. I don't think she's French.
She said, didn't she say like pardon?
No, she said pardon. She's posh. Do you want to go? Do you want to go? Okay, can you have a go in the chair? Okay, go.
And do that again.
Okay.
Where's the chair?
Follow that man there. Follow his chair. Go your chair. Okay. But hurry, we've got homes to go to. Okay.
By the way, this is the best time I've ever had on the talk show.
Oh, bless you.
That's true.
Let me see it again.
That is true.
All right. Yeah, I think it's the champagne, not the host. OK, who's up next?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Hugh. I'm from West Sussex.
Hi, Hugh.
Hi. I just like to say that I think Matt Damon is really amazing in the fourth Bournemouth.
Hey! Well done, everyone. If you'd like to join us on the show and enjoy the rest there, you can. Just log on to my website. And this is very best. Thank you to all my guests tonight. Paloma Faith. He's running back. Hugh Bonneville, everybody. Hugh Bonneville. Bill Murray. And Matt Damon, everyone. Join me next week when I get to include British actor Dominic Cooper and CD star Lillian. And I'll see you then. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye. Quick, go.
David versus Goliath in the Pound Shop Wars, next on BBC One. On BBC Three, comedy with Family Guy.